to the doctrine?
My name is Asin Tatum. I first came into the doctrine of Wunuwapu, I would say back in 1986, about the age of 5. And my father, Aha Atum, he would actually purchase the scrolls. And at that young age, though I couldn't read to capacity as compared to now, the pictures is what really intrigued me. So at a young age of 5, I already had the image and likeness of self and kind. Because predominantly out in the world, they show a Caucasian image, especially in relation to the scriptures, etc. So the first thing that struck me was the images and pictures. So since the age of 5, those images and pictures of self and kind have been instilled in my mind. So as I grew to reading on a higher degree, etc., the profound knowledge also helped me a great deal through the various schools of thought, whether it be Christianity, Islam, Judaism, etc. We've walked through all those schools, so thanks to the master teacher, Dr. Malachi Kubina York, we can deal with anybody from all walks of life. You know, everybody's welcome. It's not like a cult as they try to portray in the media. You can come here, feel free to ask any questions. You know, you're not being dictated to. You can come here freely. The elders, the youth, you know, business to street life. It doesn't matter. So it's home. You know, I was raised in since the age of 5, and I'm not going anywhere. And it builds your confidence, and just live life to the fullest. But that's my.
All right, we have another beautiful sister here in attendance. She'll share her experience as well.
Rahubat family. My name is Suket Kahotep, and I was introduced to knowledge 21 years ago when I migrated from Trinidad, because I came here with a mindset to be big in the world of fashion. And the first day I came to America, as I came off the plane, I was introduced to Amo. And that brought me here to Bushwick 21 years ago. I remember coming to the Hall of Knowledge and coming to class with Parmanzul. At that time he was Imam Isa. And I couldn't get into that world. It used to be a battle, because it's like he's showing you who the people around you are, and when you into right knowledge, it's like you have that internal battle you're fighting all the time until you surrender yourself to right knowledge, which I finally had to do, because being out there in that world, although you know you still have things I have to work on, but putting yourself out there in that world, it makes you miserable when you look at it after a while. And you know, he's showing us that, you know, we have to drop all these habits, bad habits. I am glad where I am here today. I embrace myself, my roots, where I came from, my connection with my ancestors. It makes me feel so good, you know, and me embracing as a woman and knowing who I am and the strength I have within me. If it wasn't for Parmanzul, Amanubre, Akta, Pahanot, Zedi, Talun, Karonun, I don't know where I would have been today. And I give them all praise and thanks.
Thank you, sister. We all appreciate that. Here we have another brother from Philly, correct?
Yeah.
All right. You know, he's going to share his experience.
Rahubat Yasar. My name is Secham Ray, and I'm living from Philadelphia. And I started basically out as being a Sunni. When I was 17 years old, that's when I eventually started reading the doctrine as an Ansar, called the tail end of the school. And what happened was, a brother had introduced me to the doctrine, and I had a lot of questions. I always had an inclination to wanting to know more about my existence and my history. And so the first book I picked up was called Nubian Islamic Hebrew Mission in America. And I had posed a lot of questions to the brother who initially introduced me to the book, and basically he wasn't able to answer or satisfy my questions. So he opened this book, and the answers to my questions was in the book. And from that point on, I started to continue to read the books that is being put out by Pamanzul Nudur Ahmenu Barakata Pamanzeli, also known as Malachi in New York. And to this day, now being a member of the ancient mystic order of Melchizedek and having Wupu as my way of life, it has gave me a sense of identity, and it helped me out to where it goes now. I can better myself spiritually, that's internally, and I can also help teach to the best of my ability those who are ignorant as I was before.
All right, thank you. Myself being a student, I definitely have to share my experience. I first got introduced to the doctrine in 1992. Actually, a friend of mine that I was speaking to, he actually thought I was already reading the scrolls, and I wasn't. And he asked me if I knew who Imam Isa, Dr. York at that time. And he first introduced me, first scroll I read was Santa or Satan. And I remember on the very first page, he said, "You're in the spell of spiritual ignorance and racial blindness." I closed the book and said that was it. 2007, when I joined AEO, that's when I can say like I truly felt like a true Nuwapian, you know, attending the readings, reading the actual facts. Really for me, it was just a level of information, more so affirmation that Partners Dor Manu Brayafta Pahanud Zedi is sharing with us in this day and time. You know, he's touching on topics of the birth of the universe out of multiverses, the state of existence. There was a state of existence prior to creation, as well as the difference between dark matter, dark energy, you know, several topics where it goes into the facts and reality of our very existence, not just that we're great because we're Nubian and black and have melanin. You know, he's giving us actual facts to why we are supreme in this day and time. So I'd just like to say thank you to Partners Door, as well as thank everyone watching this video, and we hope you attend classes.
Ready?
What?
Oh, you know you ready?
Oh,
Everyone, my name is Maat Hipet. The question was asked, what has right knowledge done for me? To begin with, I came here through a vision. I was told to go to Solomon Temple. I didn't know where Solomon Temple was. So I decided to call the airline to find out where Solomon Temple was. So I called the airline and I told them I want to go to Solomon Temple. So the man had said, "Do you have an imam?" I said, "I don't know what's an imam." I said, "No." He said, "Well, you can't go to Solomon Temple unless you have an imam." So I squashed that. The next thing is, I went in on Rogers Avenue, not Bedford Avenue on Saturday, and there was a sister that had a sewing shop, African clothes. So I went in and I asked her if I can look around. So while walking around, I saw the Book of Life, and the back of the book had Solomon Temple. So I asked her, "Where is this place?" So she said, "Upstate." I said, "What's upstate?" Because I'm not from here, I'm from Trinidad. She said, "Well, upstate you got to take the train, but in the vision I was on a train going to Solomon Temple." So she said that he's not there now, he's going to Georgia. So I said, "Well, how would I be able to get to meet him?" So she said, "Well, we have classes here on a Sunday. Would you like to come?" And that's how I came to be here. But right knowledge has enlightened me to understand the teachings of Dr. Malachi. My parents were spiritual people, and most of the things that he's teaching, my mother used to talk about it. So when I heard about him, or I read about him, especially in the tablet, some of the words that he has in the tablet, my mother used to tell us about.